I put a spell on you.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Welcome to the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
We're a different kind of Disney podcast. We do it our way.
We talk about Disney parks, Disney movies, TV, video games.
Anything Disney.
I'm your host, Tom Pratt.
And I'm your other host, Cambria Pratt.
Welcome to the first episode of the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
The introduction cast.
The introduction cast. As we said before, my name is Tom Pratt.
And I'm Cambria
Pratt. And we're married. And I think for our first episode, we're gonna give you a little background about ourselves and why we want to do the podcast and why we love Disney as much as we do. So who wants to go first?
Well, you can.
Okay. Well, let's see. My name is Tom, and I love Disney. I'm a Disney-aholic. I feel like I'm in...
He is. He's worse than
I'm in like AA.
anyone I've ever seen.
History with Disney goes back several years. When I was a kid, we went to Disneyland in California. I didn't get a chance to go to Disney World until I was an adult. And that was actually our first family trip, which I absolutely love. But beyond the parks, we actually do work for Disney or Disney licensees.
Well, you do more than I do.
But I've been working on Disney comics for about 10 years now, different publishers. Currently, I'm doing work for IDW and Fantagraphics, and with IDW I'm drawing, ironically enough, some of the theme park covers for the Disney Legacy covers, so you should definitely check those out. My first cover is the Uncle Scrooge in Small World retailer incentive, so try to find that. And I'm also helping restore Don Rosa's work for Fantagraphics. They're collecting all of his Uncle Scrooge stories.
You do a lot of Uncle Scrooge.
I do a lot of Uncle Scrooge. I love Scrooge McDuck.
Sorely, not out there very much.
Not in America. He's huge overseas.
It's hard to find stuff.
Uncle Scrooge, yeah, here it's very hard. I mean, I know I collect Disney pins, and Uncle Scrooge stuff is like very, very hard to find any of those characters. And over here, just everybody assumes Uncle Scrooge means DuckTales.
Woo.
That's not.
Sorry.
Not really.
Every time I hear DuckTales, that's all. First thing that pops in my head is the song.
But that's not really the case. So that's kind of what I do. I'm going to give you over to Cam, and she can tell you a little bit about her.
Well, I have been going to Disney since I was very young, and Disney World, and I've been there many, many, many times. I was there when the old Epcot was there, so Tom feels bad he missed it. But
I did miss that.
Fill him in on that. I don't know how many times I've been there, so many times. And then we didn't go for several years because I got married and we had kids and they were little and Tom had never been. And before we went the first time, every time I'd think about going, I'd burst into tears from excitement. And he's like, "What is wrong with you?"
I'm just like, it's just a theme park.
And I'd be like, "You'll understand.
We can
Trust
go to
me,
the local theme park.
You'll
It's the same
understand
thing.
after you go there. You'll understand." And so we've gone there a few times with the kids, and I help him with comics sometimes for the Disney things. And I like anything Disney.
Yeah, we have.
Love Eeyore.
Yeah, oh yeah, she loves Eeyore. We've got a lot of Disney stuff in our room.
We do. We have a lot of Disney things.
Yeah, so we just really
like the movies, like the games.
Like the movies, like the games, and I think that's one thing that we're going to try to separate ourselves a little bit from the other Disney park podcasts, is that we're going to cover everything Disney.
Yeah, we're going to try to do a lot of different things, not just the parks.
Yeah, I mean, the parks will be a big part of it, obviously, but, you know, we're really into the Disney games, the comics, obviously, old Disney movies. So anything like that, I think we'll definitely.
Oh yeah, I grew up on all the old movies because my mom loves the old Disney movies, so I used to watch a lot of the old ones growing up. So
now I remember the Disney Channel when they used to actually have Disney on the Disney Channel before it became
Disney Channel started.
The Teeny Bopper channel. But yeah, I remember when it first started, they had the like Tron was on there.
They used to run Return of the Jedi all the time on there, and
Ewoks
and droids and things.
Yeah,
and that should have been an indication right there.
Yeah, but yeah, so we'll even cover. I mean, we'll probably get into Star Wars, Marvel, anything associated with Disney. I mean, we're huge Star Wars fans too.
He said about Star Wars, and I kept telling him and the kids about the giant walker at Hollywood Studios. I always want to call it MGM, but Hollywood Studios. And they didn't believe me, I don't think, until I'm like, you don't understand. It's like a full-size walker. And you didn't believe me, I don't think, until you saw it.
Yeah, because Disneyland, obviously, I mean, Star Tours is in Tomorrowland.
Right.
And it's sort of, tucked in, and there's not a big, area for it. So when she's telling me that, they've got all this room in Florida, and they've got an actual walker there, it was kind of a surprise.
Our son was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll get the kids on the podcast eventually.
Let them introduce. Should we introduce them, or should we let them introduce themselves later?
Oh, we can introduce them now, and then they can introduce themselves later.
All right, well, go ahead.
So, our 11-year-old boy is Tristan, and he got some very strong opinions.
He does.
On everything Disney.
He's got a very quirky personality.
He does. So
he amuses many.
He's pretty funny, and
Kyrie is named after Kingdom Hearts, and she's our daughter, and she is 7 right now. And she remembers going to Disney the first time when she was 2.
Yeah, that's crazy, because usually they tell you, that kids aren't going to remember Disney when they're young, and don't take them till they're like 7 or 8 years old. And no, she remembers everything. I mean, she was like 2.5, and she still remembers some of the attractions, some of the characters, the meet and greets we took her to.
Yeah, she still remembers all that. Like
Yeah.
the Cinderella's roll table and everything, she remembers.
She remembers the hotel room. Yeah, so, I mean, I know people say don't take your kids when they're really young, but
It's a personal preference.
I think it's a personal preference.
Don't be afraid not to take your kids. I mean,
Yeah.
you can, don't be afraid to take your kids.
Nah, yeah, don't be afraid.
Do what you want, okay?
Do what you want. Just take your kids.
Do what you want.
Leave the strollers at home so we don't have to trip over the strollers.
We had injuries from strollers. Anyway,
did.
long story.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
So I think the format, how we're going to do this, we're going to try to do a podcast several times a week. We're going to shoot for daily. I don't know if that's always going to be possible.
But they'll be shorter. The daily ones will be like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday will be shorter news related.
Yeah,
podcasts.
we're going to go through and sort of pick out what we think are the kind of top Disney stories for that day and just talk about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that should be exciting. Then on Wednesdays, I think we're going to do a regular podcast episode where we will have a longer show dealing with a particular topic or maybe an interview or something like that.
Something, yeah. Be a longer
Yeah, and the
podcast.
kids will probably get more
You'll
involved
probably have a kids react.
in that. The
segment.
kids react.
So tell us what you think.
Yeah, we'll have to
prepared for Tristan anyway.
Tristan, yeah, his reaction to Maelstrom becoming a Frozen attraction is not a good one.
Yeah.
So he might get onto that rant. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it, and hope that you guys stick around. And
Well, let's talk about you've been to Disneyland and Disney World. Which do you like better?
that's a loaded question. I haven't been to Disneyland since they had California Adventure, so that definitely dates, how long it's been. Definitely Disney World. I know a lot of people who do Disney World now have been going to Disneyland, and they really enjoy, some of the new attractions that they have there. We'll definitely have to mosey on out west at some point and check it out again.
When I was in France long time ago, and I almost got to go to Disneyland Paris, but they were calling it Euro Disneyland.
Euro
I think.
Disney.
So that tells you how long ago that was. Almost got to go, didn't quite get there because our plane got changed. And I would love to go to Tokyo, to the Disney Seas.
Yeah, Disney Sea is supposed to be really impressive. We haven't been there yet, so maybe if we keep doing these podcasts, we'll
Someday.
work our way to Tokyo Disney. That'd be awesome.
So, what's your favorite ride?
Oh, that's too hard.
Okay, we'll pick your top 3 then.
Definitely Test Track is one of them. I think that's my favorite ride in Epcot. Let me think. In Magic Kingdom, I really like Pirates of the Caribbean. And let me think. Star Tours. I like Star Tours quite a bit.
Well, mine's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Mine,
yeah.
I know what mine is. Haunted Mansion. It's a favorite.
So your top 3: Haunted Mansion,
Haunted Mansion, and Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion's
for
my
number
favorite.
3. I think
It's
that's a
just
lot
awesome.
of people's all-time favorite.
It's just awesome.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a hard one because there's so many classic rides at Disney World, Disneyland. Haunted Mansion, Pirates, yeah, so it's a tough decision.
Okay, biggest regret. This is more a question for you. Biggest regret for something you missed that isn't there anymore. I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, Snow White's Scary Adventure. I know.
Really? That's what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
It's your biggest regret for something you never got to see?
Oh, my biggest regret for something I never got to see, would definitely be Journey into Imagination, the original
Yeah, I
version.
mean, that's what I thought you were
Okay.
gonna say. I was like, Snow White.
Yeah, I've heard good things, nothing but good things about
was
the original version of
awesome.
the attraction, and the new version is pretty lame. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it was worse than it is now because they didn't have Figment in it, but it's pretty
The original
lame.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm also bummed about missing Horizons. 'Cause
It was
Horizons
pretty
is
awesome also.
Pretty cool.
World of Motion was too.
So were there any attractions that you missed that you wish you would?
I'm sure there were, but if I missed them, I wouldn't know.
You went because
Because I was there all the time.
You were there all the time. What about Disneyland? Is there anything in Disneyland that maybe you want?
I would like to see the Indiana Jones ride.
Yeah, that wasn't there when I was. I mean, again, it shows how long it's been since I've been there, but it's supposed to be a lot better than
My mom
Dinosaur.
and sister did it, and they said it was really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would like to see that. That's
Okay.
about it.
Oh, okay. 'Cause Cam's been there, done that. But yeah, so we're going to, and we'll probably pull the kids into other podcasts. We'll just talk about what's going on and, work through all the bugs as we go.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some.
There will be. Okay. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.